Hello, this is Victor at RestoringMercedes.com. Today I have an amplifier from a 93 model 140 S-Class Mercedes Bose Beta, first generation, first version of the Bose amplifier. I started to work on it already, just wanted to fix it, and a couple of problem areas I would just want to document. Now, this area I already fixed, and obviously I removed individual channels already. I soldered them out, and this is the main board. The first thing I try to work on is always a main board, and here is some other damages here. As you can see, that does not look very well. You got electrolyte, the acid from capacitors, chemicals leaked out on the board, and it's etching away the metal. That's pretty bad. This board right here, this area was also similar to this area. Obviously it was a little better, obviously, because there are fewer parts, but these things are pretty bad. I just wiped down the actual surface here on the board a little bit. On the other side it looks good. It usually always looks good on the other side. Extra solder, don't mind that. That I would need for resoldering. That's why it looks like that. But that's that. But let's take a look at some channels here. There. This is like something was burning in here. This is one channel. This is rear right channel. Small speaker, 3 inches or so. And this is the next board. This is just dirty from... Let's take a look. This is dirty because they would just sit back to back like this, one facing another. So, oh gosh, no, I don't want to. I have to first clean it, and I wanted to just wipe it down to see how. Yeah, this is nasty. This is stuck to it, so I don't want to get my surfaces here pretty dirty, plus my brush. As you can see, this is pretty terrible. Let's take a look if I can do something like this just while I'm making this video. Wow, this thing is embedded. It's like, as any fire damage you would have soot, you know, soot that will be pretty much everywhere. Usually soot is not that difficult to clean, but this one seemed to be embedded pretty deep. This is strange. It's just coming off, but not enthusiastically. But I'm sure I'll clean this off. I'll get it off, because it's not that this board, this board for me is more valuable than this board. I have many of those. These I don't have many, so this is not as valuable. I have some parts boards. I'm sure I can. Well, first off, I'm gonna clean it up, see if I can resurrect this one and fix this up. All the other boards right here laying around, they're all okay looking. It's nothing burnt, look like. But I always like to resurrect these amplifiers, because to me this is the best amp that Mercedes 140 had. The very first generation, the first version, because it's tuned differently. If you pair this amplifier with aftermarket radio, modern radio, and the radio has like 4-volt pre-outs and nice equalizer, you can really get very nice sound out of the 140 system. The speakers themselves, high sensitivity Bose speakers Mercedes used, which is also extremely nice. And this amp, the woofers are low frequency only, 99, 98, 97. There were full range speakers, also 92, 93, I believe up to 95, 96 around. Even rear speakers in Mercedes 140 chassis used to be in box. They had their own box with the port, so they were tuned precisely for the vehicle. So these amplifiers is just something that I really like. I mean, I like the way they sound, I like the acoustics, I like everything about them. But obviously they're 30 years old, almost, you know, 29, 28 years old, and obviously it's time. So once rebuilt, you're gonna get yourself a beautiful sound from the vehicle. I mean, that's I always keep, and I always, you know, suggest everybody I would suggest to keep original amplifiers, rebuild them, make them work, keep all original speakers. If you want to add subwoofers, that's fine, you can add subwoofers out of the separate subwoofer output on the radio, no big deal, just to get you more bass if you want to be heard like miles away. But for sound quality, this is it. This is the stuff. This is what you want. Well, at least that's my personal opinion, and I really like the sound. All my cars that I had in my days, and I still have, original Bose amplifiers. 95 I have has the newer style amp. It also sounds really nice, so that's fine, you keep that. But you know, it's just, this is great sound. So this is what I'm doing here. This is gonna take me a while because there are millions of many small little parts. All the capacitors needs to be done. I just started on these capacitors here. You know, you got to change each and every single one of them. Nothing to spare, all brand new, big ones, small ones, all of them. Clean boards from electrolyte, from the acid here. That must be, sometimes the boards, the lines, the metal itself is etched out, so you have to jump them. It's a process, but that's what I do. I do complete. Then I check individual channels, and then obviously the whole amp. This one also has fader circuit to it, because the newer amps don't. I usually shut down the fader circuit because the fader switch on the console is usually all like scratchy. When you move it around, the potentiometers get dirty and not a good contact, so I would not use that because really there is no point of fader. In 140 sounds good as it is. Where you're gonna fade the sound, front and back, you're gonna always hear it. You're in a closed cabin, so I don't know, I don't get the idea why it was even installed in these vehicles. I mean, okay, fine, I mean, maybe because 129 chassis have no faders because obviously it's two-seater, so there's no way to fade the sound. What for? But the 140, yes, they did use fader, I guess for limousine or like something like that, so you get the rear passenger to hear sound, music louder than the driver, and vice versa. But if you're gonna fade it forward, then rear passengers are in the back, the subwoofers are still playing loud, and it's like you just don't have no mid and high frequencies for the rear passengers, but the front has them, but subwoofers are still behind rear passengers. So I just don't understand the concept. But I mean, maybe I'm missing something here, but that's just the way it was built. No need for that. I don't see a need for that. All right, so this is it basically for me. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna spend lots of quality time on this, and we'll see how we turn out. This is it for now. Victor here, RestoringMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.